Hi, Coach Burrows with you, traveling the coach's basketball road. History says America was immediately gripped by the force of basketball. Its first migration is becoming a key component of high school athletics, becoming a vital part of surrounding communities. 14 months after invention, the first high school game is played. February 1893, Morgan Park Academy in Chicago wins 11-8, defeating basketball's benefactor, the YMCA team from Chicago's West Side. It's not surprising the YMCA is a participant in the first game. It's invented, as you know, at a Y, and the YMCA Publication Network is proud to tell that story, promoting basketball vigorously as a non-contact, high IQ game to build character through thoughtful play. The Ys are meticulously organized by this man, Dr. Luther Gulick, and also the teacher he had hired, James Naismith. A monthly magazine, we would know it more as a newsletter in this day and age, but it's called The Triangle, and it's a must-read for YMCAs and professionals because it's mailed every month, circulation over 1,000. The Triangle promoted many fitness activities, but basketball is covered every month for several years. Basketball could not have asked or paid for a better promoter than the Dr. Gulick YMCA magazine newsletter system of the late 19th and early 20th century. A beneficiary of the game growth, helped by the YMCA publicity blitz, was a native of tiny Hall, Indiana. John Wooden was born there 1910, 17 years after the first high school game. He would make his first mark at Martinsville High School in Indiana. His team won the state title in 1927. In 1928, he graduates. His team lost in the finals. He becomes the man known to the basketball coaching world as the best in the nature of coaching, not just wins, not just his 12 NCAA titles or his knowledge of X's and O's, but in all aspects, teaching, connecting, caring. One of his books, he's the first coach I read who said, players don't care what you know until they know that you care. If the word coach had a human reflection in the mirror, I think it would be Coach Wooden. He's the first person ever to be inducted to the Naismith Memorial, both as a coach, 1973, by then he had 11 of his 12 titles, also as a player, 1960. Here's a college pick. His college playing career is not as publicized, really a victim of himself, overshadowed by his own unprecedented winning deeds at UCLA. Wooden was what our era would call a five-star recruit out of high school. Purdue, just 90 miles from his hometown, won the recruiting battle. He graduated from Purdue, a three-time All-American. If there had been an NBA, he might have been the overall number one pick. He certainly would have been a lottery pick. Still, he has no college national team championship as a player when he graduates in 1932. But 11 years later, 1943, he wins it. Wooden is named 1932 National Player of the Year, and his 17-1 Purdue team, of which he was captain, is named national champion. 11 years after the fact. How does that happen? Meet the Helms Athletic Foundation. It recognized unrewarded achievements retroactively. Retroactive refers to a decision that takes effect after the occurrence of the event, like a 1932 basketball season. It was to acknowledge the unacknowledged. The NCAA tournament did not begin until 1939, 7 years after Wooden graduated. Helms applied analysis as a substitute for an actual tournament by using these 5 categories via human study, no algorithms back then. Win-loss records, strength of schedule, strength of conference, margin of victory, contemporary eyewitness evaluations from coaches, and reporting by the sports writers and publications of the day. Here's their medallion and their foundation moral code. While it is conceded that contesting well and courageously is more important than winning, triumph is a worthy result for which to strive fairly. It named a national men's basketball champion for the years before the NCAA tournament was created, which is 1900 through 1938. 1939, the first NCAA tournament championship. Oregon wins. Side note, only 8 teams were invited. The pre-tournament Helms Foundation basketball champions are interesting to review. Here's a glance. Yale, the very first champion, football too. Minnesota, out of the Western Conference, soon to be the Big Ten. But how about Hiram in Ohio? 1,000 student enrollment now. In 1903, enrollment was in the hundreds. Then skip to 1905, Wabash in Indiana, small like Hiram, less than 1,000 enrollment then and now. Down toward the bottom, the University of Chicago pulls off a three-peat of retroactive national titles, coached by the famed Amos Alonzo Stagg, known more in sports history as a football coach. But he was a student of Naismith's at the Springfield YMCA Training Center. When Naismith invented the game, Stagg was his student. Stagg was not in his gym class, so he did not play in Game 1, December 21st, 1891, but he did play in the first game open to the public at the Springfield Y, March 1892, faculty versus students. This plaque says his roots in basketball go as far back as James Naismith and the Springfield Y. He learned the game from the originator, and that plaque I read to you is in the hall, which is named for his teacher, the Naismith Memorial. Stagg is class of 1959. Here's the official listing of 1932 Purdue as Helms national champion. My first reaction was, like Coach Wooden had any holes in his resume. But in 1943, he's still 21 years from his first NCAA national title at UCLA. So this likely helped propel him to the Hall of Fame as a player in 1960. If you go with Helms, it means Wooden won 13 national college titles, 12 coach, 1 player. Here's the link to see all Helms champions. I will pin this link in comments and in description too. You're on the coach's road where basketball coaches travel, along with passionate hoop enthusiasts. Please subscribe, leave a comment, both are free. Coach Burrows, over and out.